about nothing, talking about stuff that's not important. All types of different stuff. Let me bring you up. All types of different stuff. So I mean, it is a lot. It's a lot to take in, especially if you don't know yourself or if you never learned yourself. You know what I'm saying? But no, I like it though. I like it. I think it reaches. I think it reaches the kids. I think it helps them to be more intelligent. Um, and I think it's going to challenge. I think it's going to challenge parents and other caregivers to actually understand how to talk to their children. I think that's the biggest issue. Like I said, we especially as a culture, we don't know how to talk to our kids. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
We don't know how to have a conversation with our kids. You know, our parents grew up in the, and I'll leave that, but our parents grew up in a later time, which means a lot of that stuff is related to us. So, hey, Grand Rising, ladies and gentlemen, this is Eric coming in from the blank spot. We're gonna do a quick introduction in a minute, give you guys the opportunity to jump on. If you're seeing this from YouTube, do us a favor, definitely go ahead and like it, subscribe to our channel, and also seeing this from YouTube, do us a favor.
Sorry, my create the echo.
You're all right. Drop your subscribe so you can get the notifications. We're gonna be getting started in about 30 seconds. About 30 seconds.
No, they made it look bad. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm good at yourself.
Just fine.
Okay, we gotta go ahead and say something again.
Hello.
We got a little bit of feedback, or like a, not feedback, but like a I don't know, it's like a
Yeah, I don't think it started when I hopped on Instagram. I don't think I'm gonna be able to go live on Instagram.
do this. Try this. Try turning your mic down on your phone, your volume down on your phone on Instagram. See if that helps.
How about now?
Keep talking.
This is Mielele Hawkins coming to talk about Z and Lee. Do you hear me?
It's still pop. It's like popping. It's still popping.
It's the Instagram.
Okay.
Let me see. Can you still hear echo now?
Yes.
Yeah, it's like a little popping noise.
I don't know what that is. How about now? Is it still going?
Try this. Come out, and go. Come out of your. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Come. Keep talking. One count. Do a slow count to 5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
What about your mic?
I just closed out my Instagram.
No, not that. What about your mic on your computer or your tablet? What are you using?
I don't know.
Okay. All right. So let's try this because it wasn't happening before. So let's try this.
It didn't start until I turned
Instagram.
Go ahead.
So sometimes when we have interference, it'll continue until we come out and come back in. So try this. Come off of the YouTube and then pop back on. Come off of the StreamYard and then come back on.
Okay.
All right.
Great morning, everyone. Drop your city and your state. Let us know where you are joining us from. We have a special guest on this morning. Hope y'all doing well out there.
How does it sound?
Talk to me.
How does it sound now? Do you see
Perfect.
me?
That's much better. I think you just needed to go out and come back in.
Kind of like resetting. Kind of like resetting our computer.
Yeah,
Okay.
much
Yeah.
better.
All right. So, Grand Rising, everybody. I'm Eric,
I'm D, y'all.
and this is the Blank Spot Sublimation Blanks and Supply Store. Let's call it Academy. Okay, we're gonna rock the Academy deal. We're going to be conducting our first interview. All right, our first interview. So if you are on and if you can see us, if you're on, you can see us. I know I have a couple of people on here. I'm looking at about 5, 6, 7 people. I don't know on here. When I say here, I'm talking about YouTube and or Facebook. That's what we're streaming, and also we're streaming to our IG. If you are there, drop the city and state, like, share, and tag. We are interviewing a business owner / author. And we're going to go ahead and jump right into this, guys. We're interviewing a business owner / author. I put a feeler out earlier this week, and I said, "Hey, who would like to come on and share their business with us or with everyone else with our platform? Who would like to come on and This young lady, she answered the call. She said she was nervous, but she answered the call anyway. We wanted to try something a little bit different, okay? Something just a little bit different. The thing that we wanted to try, and that light, I'm not liking that light.
Oh, he's gonna fix the light, y'all.
Is it better?
It's I think it's better now.
Yeah, I think it got
They had it like a little glare to it.
The thing that we want to do is we want to build a community. We want to build a community and a network of business owners. Now, it doesn't have to necessarily be in the crafting area. We want to build a network of business owners who want to share their business, who wants to grow their business, and who wants to understand how to better improve their business. And that's what we want to do. And we want to share our experiences. But this young lady, she's the first one to jump on and be interviewed. And I assured her that it wasn't going to be any loaded questions. She wasn't going to have to worry about, I'm not a journalist, so you ain't got to worry about that. And I'm not going to act all crazy, but wanted to get you on here. So we have with us Mielele Hawkins out of Philly, and she is a business owner, entrepreneur, but she's also an author. And she sent us a package earlier this week. And if y'all know me, I like doing like live unboxings and openings. But before I did that, I gave her a phone call and I said, "Hey," I said, "Hey,
okay,
yeah.
you me to bust you out of here. You wasn't ready."
Yeah, I got a package, man. I got a package, and I want to know, what is it? She's like, "Did you open it?" I said, "No, not yet." I said, "Well, I was going to do a live opening, but I didn't want to, disrespect the product of the package."
Yeah.
And we had a conversation, and that's when she actually agreed. She actually committed. To coming on today. So I just gave a short introduction about her, but I'm going to go ahead and let her introduce herself, tell us, where she's from, her experiences, what she does, and why she's doing what she's doing. So, Mielele,
Yes.
go ahead and introduce yourself to the people. Let them know what you're doing.
Mielele Hawkins, creator of Zia Lee as a brand, author of Zia Lee's First Week of School. I'm from Philadelphia, born and raised. And I've been into the arts since as far back as I can remember. And I've just recently had 2 grandchildren. They're both about 1.5. And looking at one of them one day, I started to make it into a brand as I was already crafting. And then I started to write a book. Because it's funny, we were just talking about it, but when you're talking to babies and infants that toddlers that can't talk back, it's kind of hard to have a conversation. And I would find myself talking about nothing. So I decided to write a book, and I took experiences from my childhood, my children, raising my children, and just basically gave a little insight to what kids can expect that first week of school.
Okay.
Will be a loungewear line and accessories coming soon.
That's what's up.
Well,
So
that's awesome. So I just have a quick question. So, okay, so Z and Leah, Z and Lee.
Yep.
Yes.
So
I messed up for a long time.
so those are your grants?
Yes. So it's like loosely based off them.
Okay.
Few things from them to actually create the characters.
Gotcha. So are those made up names or their actual names?
Their names are Zara and Malia.
Zara, Emily. Okay. That's what I was wondering about because I didn't know if you kind of made up some names, but then it's about them. But okay, that's great.
So you wrote a book.
Mm-hmm.
You told me you say you wrote a book and you held on to it for a little while.
No, it took me, the process was about 3 months.
Okay.
We published it the first of this year.
Okay.
And I started working on my loungewear line. So that was like, I wish I would have found y'all probably like a year ago, but then I don't know if I would I had actually listened to what y'all was saying. And I made a bunch of mistakes and I learned a lot of different things. Yeah. So I think I got so caught up in working on a loungewear, I didn't realize for over a month with me coming on your platform, introducing myself, I kept saying loungewear coming soon, and then it hit me, girl, you got a book. And that's when I started mentioning my book.
Yeah.
So this platform, and it is surprising to a lot of people that we talk about all things business. We don't just talk about making things. Crafting in a sense, because our specific area in our area in our lane is retail. We don't just talk about sublimation. We don't just talk about crafting in a sense. We talk about business, and it's very important, I think, for a culture who came from creativity. I think it's very important for a culture that came from creativity to display their talents and their gifts. Mm-hmm. You said you were talking about loungewear for the longest, but as you began to listen, you listen to us. But I think as you begin to hear us, you started to say, "Hey, look, I got a product. I got something right now that I can be talking about." And I think for the majority of us, it's like it's not real in the beginning. Anytime you start a business, anytime you start something, anytime you create something, it doesn't seem as real as it probably is. In our eyes, yeah. Because we kind of put it behind us. Or a lot of times, I know when I do stuff, to me it's just like I did it. It's not that big of a deal. But to other people, it is a huge deal. And not to shine any light on us, we're authors as well, co-authors together, and then we worked on other projects individually, and we don't really even talk about it.
Yeah, I didn't know y'all were authors.
Yeah, we don't even talk about it. We wrote a book together for our business. Dorothy worked on a project with a group of ladies, and then I worked on a project with a group of financial strategists. So we're authors as well, but it's something that we don't talk about, and I think we all have a story. So yours is a little bit different, though. Yours is focusing on children.
Yes.
So what is your motivation, and what was your motivation? Because I know you said, when we got our grandkids or even our kids and they're younger, we don't really know how to communicate with them. We were talking about that right before we got started. What was your real motivation as far as writing a book, specifically writing a book? And what was your motivation, and what did you expect to accomplish by that?
I can't really say what was what made me go into the book idea, other than, like I said, the conversation with me wanting to talk to them. But how it linked into a book, I really can't answer it. I really don't know. But I remember after I came up with the idea, I had went on vacation.
Yeah.
And the whole time I was away on vacation for 5 days, all I kept thinking about, what am I going to do with this product? And I have 4 children, and I had all 4 of my children before I turned 21. My youngest child I had at 20. So now, seeing them as adults, my youngest is now 25. So seeing them as adults, and 2 of them with 2 children, it's like, you ain't gonna do what I did.
Look, we always tell them that, like, listen, I'm gonna need y'all to not do what we did. You know, let's break this cycle and everything.
Yeah. If, Mom, you didn't do that, you wasn't like that with us. Well, I didn't know any better, and I can't even say I didn't know any better because my parents were right there with me. So it still was my choice to be and think the way I thought, and I feel like I didn't realize then, me being immature, I was raising my children to be immature. Because you raise your children based off what you
know and what you believe. Yep.
So it's like when my children were young and I was reading them books, it's just like I'm reading them books because this is what you're supposed to do with kids. But I never necessarily thought about having a conversation with them, even though they couldn't talk back when they were that young. And I had them so close back to back. It was just like, I can't wait till this one start walking. I can't wait till this one get off pampers. I can't wait till this one get off the Bible. And here we are today.
Well, we were, and that's amazing. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Now, I was going to say that's amazing because we were having this conversation, but it came from a previous conversation that you kind of got involved in when I asked a basic question about how old should our kids be when we start talking to them about money, about finances. And they had a lot of different answers, and I'm sure a lot of psychiatrists and a lot of educators and a lot of scientists are going to say different things. But we teach our kids are learning while they're in the womb. While they're in the womb, they can hear us. At a certain time, they can hear us in the womb. And I think that's the time that we start talking to our kids about everything that's important. Our behaviors, our actions, things that we think, how we feel, all the way down to the food that you're eating while you're pregnant. It makes a difference. And I think because I read the book, and I'm not gonna lie, y'all, she gave us the book. I think I got it on Monday. I think it was Monday or Tuesday we got the book, and I didn't open it up. And being busy, being productive, I didn't make time. But this morning I read the book, and I noticed in the book it is an adult having a conversation with children in a intelligent manner. It's not using 3-letter words. It's not using small phrases and small sentences. And I think it's important because the vocabulary that we share with our children at an early age is the vocabulary that they'll start to develop as adolescents, as young adults, and then as adults. So
it kind of goes back to, I remember one time, I don't know what situation it was, but I don't know if it was myself talking to a child or something like that, but I reminded myself, don't talk to that child like they're a baby. You got to talk to them in as a, as you would talk to, another person, because they have to develop that skill. They have to, you can't be talking to them like they're a little baby all the time. No, you have to get into talking to them like they're a real person, because that's how they learn. That's how they learn. So we have to get out of that baby and talking baby talk to them. No, talk to them as a regular person so that they can develop faster.
And not just go ahead.
Because children don't really understand how to speak until they learn how to read. So up until they learn how to read, or people, period, you're just mimicking what you hear.
Right.
And you start to get an understanding because of context clues and things like that.
Exactly.
So I think what you just said is important because the verbiage that you use in the book, some of the words that you use in the book, I don't want to call it a nursery rhyme. She is rhyming in the book, but I don't look at it as a nursery rhyme. It's to me, it's more poetic than anything.
Thank you.
You're welcome. But the verbiage that she uses in her book, talking about Z and Lee's first week of school, it reminds me of now when you have your kids come home or your grandkids come home from school, you ask them how was their day. You're trying to provoke a conversation with them so they can actually have a conversation that speaks more than 2 or 3 words. We want our kids to speak in complete sentences, and then in later on into complete paragraphs. And now here comes the story, because everybody has a story in them. Just their first day of school is a story. You know what I'm saying? That first day of school is a story. So as I'm reading this, guys, and if you're just jumping on YouTube, we are interviewing. This is our first interview of a business owner, and she just happens to be a business owner and an author. Mielele Hawkins out of Philadelphia. She is the author of Z and Lee's First Week of School. That's what it looks like. You can find this on Amazon. I'm going to be sharing the link here in a minute. I'm going to drop the link in the comments in a minute. She wrote this book, and I'm thinking to myself, how many other parents and our grandparents have a book inside of them? We talk about things being congested. We talk about things being saturated. We talk about things being like overwhelming and overbearing. But imagine you as a parent or a grandparent or an aunt or an uncle writing a book for your nieces, your nephews, your kids. And now you bringing that culture out yourself. You kind of control the narrative. And I'm looking at the characters. And you mind if I show just one of the pages of the characters? I'm looking at the characters. And even though the characters are not detailedly drawn, they are very understanding.
Yep.
I like the fact that they're two little black girls. It's a light-skinned girl and a dark-skinned girl. I love that.
I love it.
I love that. I love the fact that you're looking at
it's
something.
relatable.
It's relatable.
It's relatable.
So I'm looking at the age group. I'm looking at the age group for the book. What age would you recommend? What age would you recommend this stop at? Because I know the earliest can be the earliest, right?
I think it should stop at kindergarten.
Kindergarten, okay. So we can prep them. We can prep them while they're learning how to talk. Yeah. Prep them while they learn how to talk, and going into preschool, because I think that's where a lot of our I know for us as grandparents, one of our biggest concerns was for our youngest. Well, it was our middle and the third child.
Yeah. Yeah. More so the middle.
Yeah.
So
we have 3, 5, 7. That's our grandkids.
Yeah.
3, 5, and 7.
And the middle one, he's a preemie.
He's a preemie. So there's a lot of things that he was having problems like catching on to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
The
concentration part.
Yeah.
And you know, we never want to label kids, man. You know, we had labels when I was coming up. When I was growing up, we had labels, but they weren't labels like they are today.
Yeah.
You know? There was no attention deficit. There was no hyper anything. We were out there playing.
I'm sorry. Today there is a label for everything.
Everything.
Either you do it or you don't do it. And even if you're somewhere in between.
Yep.
It is literally a label for any type of human being you can be.
Yep.
Well, I mean, you know, it's because we live in the type of world that we live in. We live in a medication-filled world. We live in a capitalistic society. We live in a world where it's all about, you know, business and money. And if somebody can't capitalize on what you're doing, then it's not going to benefit them. You know what I'm saying? When you're looking at something like this and you're saying, hey, I'm going to create the narrative. I'm going to create the narrative. And I'm going to be the first person that they see, right? Because we are the first teachers of our children. We're the first teachers of our grandchildren. We teach them how to ride a bike. We teach them how to go to the bathroom. We teach them how to tie their shoes. We teach them how to eat, you know, and we teach them, we should be teaching them manners, how to carry themselves. But we are the first teachers. So why wouldn't we be the first ones to teach them complete phrases and to teach them how to actually tell their story? Because this is what this is telling me. It's telling me that they're able to now tell their story.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna read the book. I want to so bad. I want to read a couple of pages so bad, but I'm not gonna do that. But I want you guys to understand. So let me see who we got on here. The first 5 people, because I asked people to come on YouTube. I asked people to come on YouTube. I asked people to come on YouTube to watch it. I understand I'm broadcasting from Facebook. I understand that I'm broadcasting on IG, but we asked people to go and come on YouTube, and we're gonna transition, ladies and gentlemen. Just so y'all know, the first of the year we're transitioning. So the bulk of our content, 90% of it, is going to be on YouTube, and it's for a reason. Not to explain, but it's for a reason. But the bulk of our content is going to be on YouTube, not TikTok, not IG, not Facebook. The bulk of it's going to be on YouTube. And in order to control that content, we want to make sure that we're able to do that and then package it and wrap it back out so other people can see. For this reason, Mielele is going to be able to get a copy of this video. I'll send her a copy of this video, package it, because I'm actually broadcasting from StreamYard. So we'll be able to drop it in our Dropbox and email it to you. You'll have the link and you'll be able to see it. But on YouTube, it's going to be forever. As long as nobody does anything wrong, it'll be forever. So that link in the YouTube, you'll be able to see it and share it. This interview. So I think that's a great idea. But the first 5 people that jumped on YouTube, we're going to be purchasing a book. Okay? So the first 5 that jumped on YouTube, and we got 4 right now. That's on YouTube. Yep. So we're waiting on one more person. Let's write these names down, baby. We're waiting on one more person.
Congratulations to you 4 so far.
Okay. She's got it. Okay. So yeah, we both left at the same time. So the whole idea, guys, behind this now, if you're just jumping on, we are interviewing. This is our first interview. We're going to be doing this on a regular basis. Most likely once a week, either Monday or Friday, that we want to interview business owners. Okay, we don't care what your business is, as long as it's a legitimate business. Okay, you have a product and or a service that you can provide. But we want to interview business owners so we can give you an opportunity to get yourself out there. Okay, nobody can talk about you the way you can talk about you. So if you're going to be selling your time on a job, and you got a product that you can actually offer other than your time, then you should learn how to sell your product. So I think it's a great opportunity to get some face time, to be public, get some face time, and to also share the information. Tanita's the other one. Yeah, Tanita's the other one. And so the other thing is, this is the first time that we're doing this, ladies and gentlemen. I know it's a little bit different than what we usually talk about, but we are business owners first. We're business owners first. The way we earn our money is totally different, but we are business owners first. And as business owners, we should be in a position to support one another, okay? We should be in a position to support one another. And I'm not just talking about financially buying somebody's stuff, but I'm talking about sharing out the information in the product. You may not have children preschool age, okay? Preschool or kindergarten age. You may not have children between the ages of 0 to 5. But you may know someone who has children. I'm sure
that there's someone that you could gift the book to, you know, as a Christmas gift or something like that, birthday gift. So let's,
take care.
Yeah.
And that's this. I think this is the best time right now. So I'm gonna go to let me drop to my Facebook, because I did. Let me see. Did I text that to myself? I could do it from here because I'm not broadcasting on TikTok.
So Mielele, I have a question. So are you going to continue the series? Are you going to create more books?
Yes, I have actually written a book, an additional one, over the summer.
Okay.
But I'm going to continue to do more books.
Yeah.
I want to keep it more in line, like, school. Because it was about their first summer vacation, and it was more based on time.
Okay.
In the weekend. So, but I just feel like it doesn't have that kick that I want. So I'll probably revisit it maybe the beginning of next year.
Absolutely. I mean, because I can see, some more titles that you can do when it comes to the whole school situation.
Okay.
Field trips, field trips, things like that.
She has now. So Dee didn't read the book, But she
Yeah.
did on day
She
5
did
on
they
Friday.
go on a field trip?
They did their first trip.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So that was inside of the first day.
That was inside the
of
first
school.
day.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Okay.
you're talking about the first week of school.
Yeah.
You know, and I think every child's first week of school is gonna be different. You know what I'm saying? I think everybody is gonna be, oh man, she just got a great idea. Yep, there it is. That's what we're gonna do. So the first 5, once again, the first 5 are gonna go out to the first 5 that are on here.
Yep. And
But we are going to add a book to every time someone has to those TBS stockings and sacks. So yeah, I like that idea.
That's a great idea.
I like that idea. So yeah, see, Shakira came on and knocked it out the park.
Yeah. So we have our 5 winners of the book.
Hey, Professor.
I am so excited. Great morning, Shakia, the professor. How you doing?
So I'm dropping the book.
So Eric is gonna drop the link to the book so that you guys can go out and support. And you know what? I'm gonna read off these names of the people that won. Thank you guys so much for jumping on YouTube. So we have Glamour Stones, we have Shawnee D, Cheyenne Ellis, what's Tanita's last name?
Holland.
Tanita
Holland.
And the professor. You guys won books. Okay, so we are going to send you the book Z and Lee first week of school. Compliments of Mielele.
Thank
So
you.
we'll be reaching out to y'all. I think we have everybody's address except Shawnee D. Yeah, except for Shawnee D. We have everybody else in Glamour Stones.
So Glamour Stones and Shawnee D, please reach out to us via messenger or email so that we can get you guys a book to you. Congratulations.
So let's talk about your other business, your business side, okay? If you don't mind. So you say you do children's gifts?
Yes. Well, I have a few prototypes. It started with the loungewear, and Z and Lee has because the book is listed as a story time book, bedtime storybook.
Okay.
And you see in the book, people that get it, they'll see that at the end of each day, they have to have their rest.
Yeah.
So
I like that part too.
The pajamas, loungewear is a play off of that. So everything it plays off the book, and the first line will be relevant to the book.
Oh, that's exciting. I like that.
Hey, y'all know what else she sent me?
They all loungewear.
She also sent us a really cool bookmark.
Oh, that's cool.
So I didn't open it up, but I'm going to open it up now so you guys can see. So you can see the bookmark that she did. And did you do these?
Yes.
So you actually made these yourself?
Yes.
That's what I'm talking about.
I love it.
So I don't know what y'all's fascination is with getting online and checking things out, but my fascination is really business owners and talking to business owners. I really love discussing and having conversations with business owners because I want to know your plight. I want to know if you're comfortable enough to share your experiences. I want to know what your experiences are, what you as business owners, what we did to get to where we are. Because I think it's important to know that. I think it's important because there's always going to be somebody who may be coming behind you, who may be experiencing some of the same things. Now, I know everybody is not in the position to share. All right. And when I say not in a position to share, I'm talking about mentally. Not everybody's in a position to share mentally, and I get that. But I think we should consider positioning ourselves to learn how to share, and that means not having a problem with talking about ourselves. Introducing yourself, telling people what you do in the form of a business. We have to be able to relate to people who we are. It's not about getting all dressed up, y'all. Listen, I understand. We have people coming here all day trying to prospect us or pique our interest, and they're dressed in nice suits and ties and dresses and all that stuff. I've been through that. We've done that already. That doesn't, to me, it's here.
Mhm.
What is actually here? What are you promoting? What information are you looking to share, and what is your agenda? So you say you're looking at possibly doing some series. Is that right? Series.
Yeah.
So
Listen,
doing a series.
I'm
a series,
excited
yeah.
about the loungewear. You know, I'm really excited about that because I haven't seen that for children. You know what I'm saying, like that from us.
Yeah,
So
from our
I'm
culture.
really
Yeah.
excited to see, you know, where you go with that. I think that's gonna be just amazing to go along with, you know, your book series and everything. So I'm excited about that for you.
Yeah.
So how,
Especially since lockdown, I don't do much of going out, but I've been serious about my PJs as far back as I can remember.
Yeah.
I
See?
feel like I do a better job dressing in the home with my pajamas than I do outside. But and I feel the same, like, you know, was like I said, a gift. Like, it's not necessarily like it's pajamas, but you know, loungewear is, you know, you can convert it to the porch or to the driveway or something like that, and maybe cute for the sleepover or something. But I just, you know, want my babies to be like me, and I realize it's not just me that feels this way about things, and I think it's something for the people who because Z and Lee are from Kitty Town, and I haven't actually said, and as of now, I won't say their relationship to each other and certain other things, because that's for the reader. Because, you know, once a kid gets into kindergarten or into daycare and start talking, they can be able to compare themselves.
yeah.
And it's like, oh, well, we had this class, but our class wasn't like that. Our class was like this. So I just want to, use Z and Lee to help people build a relationship with youth.
Okay.
Okay.
And, you know, somehow, you know, when my kids were like teenagers, and I really started talking to them, like preteen to teenagers, and I really actually like started talking, you know, they like talk to your kids, because if you talk to your kids, they'll talk back. It's like, it's so true. So, you know, now this is as they're getting older and having a little bit more freedom.
Yeah.
And they don't even realize they're telling you all their business.
Right.
And I have to learn to humble myself. You what? They did who?
Yeah.
All that. I had to teach myself not to do that, so I can continue to get the information. And I want that for everybody. We need to know what's going on in our kids' lives when they're not with us.
We do, and we have to be willing to like you said, to hear what they're saying without going off on them, like our parents or grandparents may have done, because they didn't want to hear it.
Yeah.
You know, when you do that, it shies them away from not even wanting to speak with you. So we have to be willing to listen to whatever they are going to say out of their mouths. You know, and take it, you know, with a grain of salt, even though we may not want to hear it.
Yes.
So yeah, we understand. We know, you know, our kids. We have 4 as well. The oldest is 29.
Yeah. Almost
29, and the youngest is 20.
Okay.
So our kids are about the same age, so we know what you're saying when you talk about that. So
I think one of the biggest challenges is going to be for us coming into this this new year and what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Because we, you know, kids have experienced, the kids today have experienced a lot of things that we didn't even experience. We didn't experience a lockdown. You know what I'm saying? The only lockdown we ever, we catch a cold, we going outside. We had the flu, we going outside.
Still go out and play,
you know
this, that, and the other, but it's just the times are different now.
We didn't experience a lockdown.
Yeah.
To where they had to be homeschooled.
Yeah.
We had, of course, we had different threats, and we had different situations weather-wise. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
You know, being from the South, we dealt with a lot of hurricanes, and I'm sure where you are, you're dealing with a couple of hurricanes as well. Maybe some I don't know if you're getting any earthquakes on the east.
Once in my whole lifetime.
Blizzards though. You get a lot of snowstorms.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Get snowstorms
I
in
mean,
that respect.
Yeah.
maybe 3 years ago was the first time I actually had a winter coat since I was in elementary school.
But there's nothing to compare what the kids are going through today.
Yeah, that's what I'm
being
saying.
locked down.
Yeah, it's completely different.
So the conversation's gonna be different.
Yeah.
The conversation's
And
gonna
then
be different.
they're exposed to so much more than what we were exposed to because of social media.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah,
I think that so the social media has really how could I say
It's made them.
it's made an impact.
Yeah.
On this newer generation.
It's made them.
You know?
It's definitely made them grow up in different areas quicker.
Yep.
Mhm.
So I mean, keeping them, and I don't want to even say because a lot of people say, well, you know, they got to stay young as long as they can. No, we want to inform our kids, and I think things like this, I think projects like this, I think tools like this can help to guide and direct our kids to where we want them to go. You know, the Bible says to train a child in the way that they should go. You know,
Okay.
but we don't know how to train them if we ain't been trained.
Mhm. True.
So, you know, we're having conversations with kids or children or people, little people. Let's
Yeah.
just call them little people.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we're having conversations with little people,
Yeah.
not really knowing how to talk to them.
And I think we have to break the cycle of how we grew up. You know, because things are different now. You know, you do want to sit down and talk to your children. I don't remember my mom really sitting down talking to me. You know, and that's probably because her mom didn't really sit down to talk to her. So we have to break that cycle, you know, because times have changed.
Well, you know the other thing, and I want to get your take on it. The other thing is not only has times changed because we have to adjust with the times, but on the side of business, I didn't have anybody in my family to talk to me about starting a business.
Mhm.
And regardless of what people think, you have a gift that you're actually utilizing. This is the start of passive income.
Mhm.
You write one book one time, and you promote your book, of course, but then you get paid over and over again for something that you've created. You know, go to Amazon, guys. If you're not understanding what I'm saying, she can become a best-selling author just by us going to Amazon and purchasing her book, leaving a review. You know what I'm saying? But you're starting passive income right now. This is the start of passive income. How much do you talk to your kids about business?
I mean, I will say, since I found you guys, a lot more. Before, a lot less, because I don't know much. But like my parents had a store. My father has his own business and has maybe for about 15, 20 years, somewhere around there. But I mean, I'm gonna be honest. When my father wanted to talk to me, I didn't want to hear it. And it was just like, you know, everything is not for everybody at every time.
Yeah. It was a time. Yeah.
They had my back against the wall for me to stop playing. And now at this point, it's just like, you know, my father, he's just like, oh, well, here's the number to my lawyer. You can talk. It's just like, I can't. I'm not ready for that. I don't even understand. Well, like I said, after finding you guys, I understand a lot more. But before then, like I was searching, but I didn't even understand what I didn't understand. So it's like little bits and pieces just flying all around throughout my head, and I can't make sense of it.
But you know, you don't know what you don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, and then when you do find that information, then now you have to apply it, of course. You know, and that's what, you know, for us, that's what we hope to educate, and then now you got to go out and you got to do the work. You know, that's what we pride ourselves in on these calls. You know, just educating, in hopes that we're reaching someone. And I see that, you know, we made a little bit of an impact on you, which is great.
A lot.
These are the types of stories that we like to hear. You know, we want to hear that feedback. That's, you know, maybe something that we said that just got you thinking about life or thinking about your business and making a turnaround with it. You know.
You know, it's and it's not for us to feel, you know, prideful or feel good about ourselves, but it does feel good to know that you yourself is going in the right direction.
Right.
We planting seeds. Everybody's planting seeds. It just depends on the type of seeds you plant. Depends on the type of water it's getting and sunlight it's getting. But we planting seeds. So, you know, it's good to know that you and I had a conversation, a one-on-one conversation. We talked a lot about just, you know, personal finances, just business in general. And I think, and I want to share this, we don't do a lot of this. We've stopped doing a lot of this on this platform because we wanted to put it on a different platform to talk about it, because people seem to get confused when we start talking about money on this platform. I don't quite understand why, because you can't run a business without money. Duh. You know, but we start talking about money and personal finances, and people don't realize how it interlocks. How we were taught. How
important it is.
Yeah, how we were taught when we were kids is going to carry on through our adulthood. And everything that we touch, every person that we create, every product that we create is going to be a result of what we actually learned and understand. And the fact that people run away from that conversation, that talk about money. You know, I don't know about you, but I was always taught, keep that private. Don't talk about
your money.
You know what I'm saying? Don't tell anybody
about
that.
What goes on here.
Yeah, don't
stays
you know,
here.
Leave stuff leave what we doing at home, leave it in the household and all that stuff. But I'm gonna tell you this. That's the worst information that we ever got. And I don't wanna disrupt the flow of the conversation. But in our culture, being quiet in our household has kept a lot of bad things continuing to happen. Just leave it like that. But the other side of it is, when we don't talk about money, when we don't talk about how money works and the basic fundamentals of finances, when we don't talk about the basic fundamentals of business, when we don't talk about the things that people really don't understand, then what happens is we just continue a cycle of not talking about it, not understanding it. Now, like you said, we were the same way. We couldn't tell our kids about money because we didn't know about money. We know how to spend it. We know how to get in debt. We know how to pay bills.
But that last one, though, you know, by the time he grew up a little bit, we was getting it.
Yeah.
So I think he got much more from us as we learned than the other three. So now it's about going back, getting those other three kind of reeling in as adults, and that's hard.
That's a challenge.
It's a challenge, but
it's necessary.
It's necessary. We still have to go back and we still have to reel them in, you know, just by talking to them.
You don't give up on your family.
No.
You may have to separate yourself from your family. You may have to separate until they get their stuff together.
Yeah.
You may have to separate so you can get your stuff together. But you don't give up on your family.
Yeah.
What you do is you position yourself, because you may be the only one right now, Mielele. You might be the only one right now that's carrying that torch. You might be the only one.
So I gotta show them better than I can tell them. Other than that, I got one that I might do.
Yeah.
You know, they gotta see it. It's
right.
They got to.
The fact of business ownership, the fact of creating products, the fact of creating something that you can sell over and over again, the fact that people are living at home right now, struggling financially, but they got so many gifts inside of them, so many talents inside of them. They got so many things that they could do right now, but they don't have the confidence. They don't know where to get started. They don't know they're not sure if what they're going to do is going to work or not. They can't take another slam door in the face. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
They can't take that. So a lot of people don't want to. A lot of people don't want to even try. But we may be the last chance in our family. You may be the person that's going to carry that backpack up the road, around the corner, up the hill, up the mountain, until they're able to carry it and walk for themselves. So, to anybody out there listening, it's not just about, because we don't just talk about making things on this platform. It ain't just about making things. That might be one way of you making your money, but you also have to understand the importance of keeping your money.
Mm-hmm.
You got to understand that if we don't understand how to keep what we have, then we're going to pass that along to our kids. We're going to pass it along to our grandkids. We're going to keep on making that cycle go over and over and over again, and we're going to have a generation full of lost people, all because we refuse to admit that we didn't know.
Right.
And I think that's where it starts. It starts with admitting that, hey, I may not know, but I do want better.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that you have stepped out, you put your book out there, you're putting your business out there. The fact that you have published, you self-published, right?
Mm-hmm.
The fact that you did the research on how to self-publish. We talk about research all the time.
Listen, we know the struggle, okay?
Yeah.
But you did it. You did it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's such an amazing thing. And like I said, I see so much. Like I said, it's the loungewear thing for me. I'm just like I could just see that right now, for you. So keep going, keep doing what you're doing, and we applaud you for taking the step to come on here with us. Because we did that call out, and we had two people.
Was it two?
Two people, and you was one of them.
Yeah, the other person didn't get in touch with me.
Congratulations for just being able to say, hey, I can do this, and you're here.
So ladies and gentlemen, if you're on right now and you're saying, hey, this is not what they usually talk about, so this is what we're gonna do. Yeah, this is what we're gonna do at least once a week, either Monday or Friday.
Mm-hmm.
One of those days we're gonna do this. We want to showcase business owners. We want to showcase and give people opportunity to come out there and talk about their business, their product, or the service that they provide. And we can talk about business a little bit, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not gonna say, to me it never gets old, but I'm sure to somebody it gets old. What I do want you to understand is the importance of being able to talk about yourself. Can't nobody talk about you better than you. And if you got something that you want to sell, if you want to tell, if you want somebody to know what you're doing and you can't talk about it, you need to be in the mirror right now practicing. I need y'all to understand something. Mm-hmm. Nobody's going to love on you more or better than you can love on yourself.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to support you more or better than you can support yourself. Nobody is going to believe in you or even should believe in you more than you believe in yourself. And it does take that first step. So surrounding yourself with people who are going to help you consider thinking differently. Thinking outside of that proverbial box.
Mm-hmm.
Thinking outside of the box, thinking about things and looking at things differently. That somebody who's going to provoke thought.
Mm-hmm.
And who's going to challenge your intellect. We started lockdown. We started lockdown officially in March of 2020.
Mm-hmm.
But people have been out of work, or some transitioned or pivoted to a business since then and didn't go back to work. Some didn't go back to work, but there's some still licking their wounds.
Mm-hmm.
There's some people still whining, murmuring, and complaining about they can't find a good job. Nobody will hire them. They can't get their business started. They can't get off their feet. There's some people out there that are doing it right now. And you and I had this conversation. Some people ain't gonna want to hear. Some people ain't gonna want to hear what I just said.
Yeah.
Some people are not gonna want to receive or even believe I said it out of my mouth, what I just said, how I said it. But that's the truth.
They're giving you for not letting them stick to their excuses.
Well, hey, it's the wrong platform for that.
Yeah.
This is absolutely the wrong platform for excuses. We turn we are very creative people, but for some reason we find it more comfortable and easier to turn reasons into excuses, which turns us into it turns us to being not as successful as we can, and we're looking for people to facilitate what we're doing. We're looking for people to write off or sign off on what we're doing.
Mhm.
This is not that. We want to create a network. We want to create a network of business owners. I want y'all to hear this. If you ain't a business owner, this ain't gonna be a network. Now I'm not gonna apologize for that because that's our target. We want to create a network of business owners who want to improve on their business,
Mhm.
who want to build and grow their business. Now, if you're the person that's on the fence and you're saying, hey, you know what, I got a hobby right now, but I'm thinking about, starting a business, and you slide in
You
here.
don't want no whiners. I'm gonna
Yeah,
tell y'all right now.
Yeah.
Don't come here whining.
You slide.
You got to be willing to do the work.
You slide over here. You cross that line. You slide over here. And you hear us throwing these verbiages, these languages, these words out. And you're like, oh, they mean over here. We're real. That's not for you because this is a cutthroat world.
You got to be ready, okay?
And people ain't nice. We're not trying to be mean, but people are not nice. You got to have tough skin when you're doing what you're doing. There's going to be a lot of people who are going to like what you're doing, Mielele.
Mhm.
But you already know it's going to be some people that don't agree.
Mhm. I know.
That's the way it is.
Use it as fuel to get your series out.
That's it.
To get your
and
clothing line out.
Wear.
Yeah. Use that as fuel.
Yep.
Not as a deterrent, not as a distraction, but use it as fuel.
Mm-hmm.
So if you guys are just jumping on, we're interviewing business owner / author Mielele Hawkins out of Philadelphia. She is the author of Z and Lee's First Week of School. I dropped the link into the comments. You guys can find that book on Amazon. We already have some winners. That's the link again. We already have some winners. The first 5 people who actually came on YouTube like we asked.
Yeah.
They're gonna get a free book. Call the names out.
We have Glamour Stone, Shawnee D, Cheyenne Ellis, Tanita Holland, and Shakia, the Professor, HSE 365. You guys will be receiving a copy of Mielele's book really soon in the mail.
Really? Well, I ain't gonna say really soon. It's gonna be this year. All right.
It'll be.
We can't control the mail. We can't control the mail, but we're getting.
It doesn't take that long.
We're gonna get the book.
As soon as we get it, then we'll send it out to you guys.
So if you do not have, if we do not have the information, regardless, I just put our phone number in the chat.
Yeah. So Glamour Stones and Shawnee D, we're gonna need you guys to contact us so that we can get you your information to get the book.
So, Miss Mielele, what I want you to do, if you don't mind, close us out, lead the people with something. If you had to, you don't have to be anything deep, but I know you're deep. If you
I'm trying to think.
If you had to share anything with somebody who is looking to or wanting to write a book or even start a business, if you had to share anything with them, what would be your recommendations or your advice?
If you ain't ready to buckle down for that storm, you better go to a sunny spot.
It takes
I
work.
like that. It takes work.
I like that.
And you have to be ready for whatever's coming your way.
Yeah.
I love it, man. So, hey, check this out, y'all. I'm serious about what I said. 90% of our content is going to be on YouTube. So soon we're going to be phasing off of Facebook as well. We're going to start it. We're going to say, hey, now we're cutting the Facebook broadcast off. And if you want to see it, you got to slide over to YouTube. That's what we want. Okay. Just to let you know, we're still on our other platforms, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook as well. However, content only is going to be over there. Live conversations are going to be here, where we can archive them, where we can actually group them, and where we can actually share them properly with the right group of people and the right audience. So if that is you, feel free to join us on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe so you can get notified when we go live. I will be going live later on today. Still talking about some gifts, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. But anyway, just make sure you subscribe. We really appreciate you you coming on, Mielele.
Thank you. We appreciate
We
you.
know it couldn't have been easy coming on at that last minute notice, but I appreciate
y'all having me, and y'all I'm so comfortable right now. Y'all make it very easy for me.
That's how it's supposed to be.
That's how we like.
That's how it's supposed to be.
So
but
great.
if anybody's interested in sharing their business, reach out to us. We love to have you. We're gonna choose you can choose either a Monday or a Friday morning at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you got a job and you just can't make it, then maybe we can do a pre-recording or something like that. However, we want to make sure that people have opportunity to share the business. We're taking our business and this platform to a different level. Okay, we want to go to another level. So we're gonna have other business owners on here. You're the first one, so you should be real happy.
Going down in history.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
There you go. Absolutely. There you go.
But hey, ladies and gentlemen, this is Eric,
and I'm D, y'all.
and we have Mielele Hawkins on here. We're from the Blank Spot Sublimation Blank Supply Store. We're located in Columbia, South Carolina. Like I always say, when you know better, that's when you have the ability to do better. And the only knowledge that's powerful is properly applied knowledge. Don't forget to like, share, tag, hit the subscribe button. Hit that bell so you be notified. Y'all think we playing. This is what we're doing. We're going to be on YouTube. If you don't like it, you can go ahead and kick rocks outside the box. That's all we're going to be doing. But hey, y'all, we'll see y'all at the top because there's too many people struggling at the bottom.
Y'all winner.